Hello everyone and welcome to the tutorial for the GrassKit 5. This is the new version that I made, and before we start I would just like to note what's new in this version. So this time there is no additional plugins needed. Before we needed container object plugin, now there is no need for any other plugins. Also, now this version of GrassKit supports Cinema 4D version 23. There is support for Vray 5. Also, what's new and very much requested by users, it's support for Redshift render. And also there is some new stuff like slope and attitude and collision that you will see soon. But like before, when you download it from my Gumroad store, you will receive lib4d file that you need to copy to your program files, Maxon, Cinema 4D, and then your version. Then you go to library, browser, and you need to copy it here. And that's all. When you copy it here, you will see it in your window, content browser, and you will see it here as a GrassKit 5. So all you have to do, like before, it's same. I will just try to do this as fast as possible because many of you already use GrassKit in last 4 versions. So this here, it's a scene that I prepared for quick tutorial for the users who didn't use this before. I will try to pass quickly. If you need more help in details, there is older tutorials for version 4.5 that you can see on the YouTube. And now what you need to do, you will take the version that you want to use. This scene is made for Vray 5, and here you will see that there is some short note that I made, and there is some bugs, or I don't know, like for example in Vray 5 when you put render now for this, Vray 5 will render here as Vray here, so it will not render it as it looks here. But as you can read in this note, when you use it on the surface, everything is okay. So this first time it's rendering, so it's loading bitmaps. As you can see, grass is not rendered how it should be, and I think here I use Vray 5, but I use GPU. You can use both Vray CPU or GPU. I was testing it with both versions, and we'll put it on progressive and standard. It seems to start rendering a little bit faster, so now if I click again, you will see it's preparing scene, and okay, it's quite faster. So it's moved, it doesn't look good, but okay, you can ignore this part, or simply you can just move this. For a beginning, when you read this note, you can delete it or just hide it. I will delete it now. And now we can just move this away that it doesn't bother us like there. It's not important. So in this new GrassKit, you will see that the options are more or less the same like before. So you have these 3 kinds of grass that you can use. Still there is kind of support for dynamics, so if you add wind, the grass will move. And what's new, it's actually here. You have this clipping like before, camera clipper and distance clipper, but you also have this slope and attitude, and I will show you details later. And this spline clipping, object clipping, now it's this deflector, so it's all in clipping option, not like before. Also you have this to enable a clone collision. If you have a large, like really large amount of clones, like 100,000 clones or more, this can slow down. It will take some time to calculate first time. Also you have this standard cloner for flowers. You have cloner for 3 cloners for scattering different things. Here there is 3 rocks, but you can scatter whatever you want. And let's get into it. So all you have to do is, like, for example, choose long grass, and like before also you can see here, you can see here, like in long grass, you can change the profile, thickness, height, thickness of the blade. Yes, this time grass uses textures, so it's textured. They should all be inside this content browser, inside these textures. So, but when you enter material, you can change it. You can use some that you want. Let's leave it on 0.5 and, for example, 12 centimeters high. And like before, also you can change it to triangle shape or a square or circle, but I like to use this flat one. It's less polygons. Depends on is it close up or something. And the rest of the options are more or less the same. So when we adjust these settings, we can just go to enable clones and choose surface, and we'll put it here. And as you see here, I wrote here very slow, but actually if you have like even 20,000 clones, it's still not so slow. Like, you can move comfortably, but if you want, you can change to point or matrix, and viewport will be faster. In this case, here we can just put now, for example, 5,000, even that it's maybe okay, 5,000 clones. And here again, while you are seeing this, you can adjust the height, the thickness, subdivision. Okay, 0, it's small. Let's leave it on 8. Then you can choose how much it will bend, and the number of blades per patch of grass. So, like, you can put 80. If you have a large number of clones, you can put a lower number of blades. It all depends what you want to get. So this is it practically. Now here we can put like 10,000 of these ones. 10,000. See, it's just to mix it up a little bit, and we can close up this stuff for now so we can see better. And here now there is a random colorizer for the grass. I will turn on Vray, frame buffer, and put this down a little bit and turn on interactive rendering. And you can see now here the interactive rendering in Vray 5. It's quite fast. So here we have 10,000 clones, but let's say it's quite fast. And as you may notice here, while it's rendering, there is different shades of colors. So actually what we have here, we have basic color from root to tip of the blade. If we zoom in, we will put this coloring level to 0. And now all of the grass, all of the blades will have this color. This will be the root color at the bottom of the blade, and then middle part, and then the top part. If you change top part, for example, to red, you will see they all become red on the top. And so in this way you can very easily change the way your grass looks. And then let's put it back to something greenish yellow, lighter. Okay. And this option here actually adds noise over everything. So like we will put it on 50%, and it will colorize the base color of the grass. So in this way you get this randomness and more realistic look of the grass. Somewhere it's this color, somewhere it's more yellow. Like even this you can change to something like this, and then you will see that you have mix of red and green, and texture size means how big are these patches. So if it's smaller, they will be smaller here, here, somewhere. If it's bigger, of course, we will get bigger patches. And this is something that adds to realism. Okay, now Vray. Okay, Vray makes something, but okay, we can start it again. I hope it will not die or block now while I'm recording this. Vray. Let's try it again. And if we do normal render, normal render, it's working. So nevertheless, let's continue. Sometimes problems happen, but what we can do. Okay, let's put it in point mode so we can see some other stuff here, like this text. So, like I say, here you change random color of everything, and now we added a lot of this. Let's go to clipping, and now if we want the grass to be just inside this text object that we have here, or this tree, let's use grass kit and go to clipping, and let's just drag and drop this text object above this. Of course, now because you see text object as a spline, we need to, or a curve or whatever, we need to change it to mask, and we need to change Y direction. So now we have grass kit just in this part. Let's try one more time to see what will happen. Will it work? Will it blend? No, it doesn't want to render. Huh. It's strange. Anyways, if we put normal render, it works. So now we have 10 centimeters outside, as you can see here, outside of the letters. You can see this also if we change this. Let's stop it. And let's go to long grass, and let's change clones. Let's see object. Okay, you can see here also what's happening. So if in clipping we change this to 0, then you may notice, like, you can't really read this. So the patch of grass is too big. So we can change it here to 15 centimeters, and it will be much more readable. Now we notice that there is not enough of them because we make them smaller. Okay, we can leave it on 80 blades, but practically it's all just matter of trying different options. So let's add number of clones to, I don't know, 20,000. Okay, now it's quite full. We can play with seeds. Okay, that we get something interesting. Let's say that. So let's say we want to add this Christmas tree also. So we take it here, we put it here. Now you see the tree makes some problem. So we can put it here. First of all, we will put it in again in mask, and again along. Okay, in this case it needs to be along Z because I rotated it. And now we lost the text part. So here we need to add this too. This is now in normal. We can put this in add mode. So now we have both of them. So now we have this grass here, and when we render it's it's okay. Let's wait a few seconds. Okay, when we render it's okay, but it doesn't look realistic. So what we can do, we can add, for example, wild grass. So we will do the same thing. We will just say enable clones and plane, and let's put two object, and let's go to lone and put them in points so they don't bother us here so much. Now we can see that wild grass that is taller, it's 30 centimeters, and we can add like 500 of them. Try playing with the seeds a little bit to get randomness. We can add long grass. Okay, no, long grass. we already added. So leave it at point, tall, dry grass. We go to plane. Let's put it again to object and add like 600 of them. Okay, they are here and there. And now when we hit render, we should get something more realistic. But you get the point. So once you set up your clipping planes here, you set up clipping objects. They will be used for all of other grass too. And yes, it doesn't render because I clicked here. Let's wait 5-6 seconds, and now it's rendering. Now we have this patches of wild grass here and there, and you get some nice results. Also, what you can do now, let's see this next option. So if we go to grass kit, long grass, put object, and now it's quite full of grass and it's a lot of clones. If for some reason you want to have less clones here and less that they are not overlapping so much, you can enable collision. And as you see here, it did quite quick job. And this is the distance between objects. Here it's 5 centimeters. If you put 10 centimeters, you will see you will get less and less. If you put like 2, you will get more. And if you turn them off, you get additional clones. So this option, it's using actually push apart effector to push clones apart to hide them. And sometimes you can get better results. One of users of GrassKit, he was asking for this option, so I try to implement it. And also, like before, you have these daisies that I included in the GrassKit. So if I put this plan and enable clones, of course this clipping will work with these flowers and also with stones. So here now we have daisies. Okay, they are kind of small. We can make this long grass. Oh, a long grass, it's too big. It's 25 centimeters. It should be something like 12. Okay, long grass, it's not so big. And now you can see here and there some daisies. And if we go to flowers and we go to seed, you can get some random positioning. And you can add more of them. And here also you can change the way you see them. And in scatters, like I said, there is rocks that are included, but here you can choose any object that you want. So for example, if we go to enable clones and choose surface plane 1, and you can put 500. You can see that there is something, but if you put object, there is rocks. So again, we get some random rocks everywhere, and also you can change seed to play with it. So now we are getting something interesting. If we put render, maybe this frame buffer rendering doesn't work because I'm recording video. Normally it worked without problems. Sometimes it blocks your computer, but it worked quite okay. And like for the long grass here, this random colors, there is same thing for the wild grass, there is same things for tall and dry grass. Playing with these options will give you always different results, so you don't be afraid to play. In worst case, you can just delete this GrassKit and insert new one from your content browser. And that's it for this part here. Also, like for example, if you want to do opposite than this, you can just go here and go to subtract, and now you will get grass everywhere except where is this. And also this one we can subtract, and we can even insert this cube is here just for illustration purposes, so we can insert cube, and also we will say subtract. And now for cube we need to choose just that it's not points, it's surface, and here we can choose the distance, how much centimeters from cube we don't want to have grass. And for this text, again, we can choose how much. Also can go inside, for example, and then this will count inside inside the grass. So in this case it's too much, but you see what's the point. Let's go outside and make it like this, okay. And we get this interesting grass field very quickly. Like I say, once you are satisfied with it, you can you can change and modify to your needs, and that's all. Let's delete this one for now, because all this what I showed you until now, it's more or less the same like in previous versions. Let's go to content browser, let's insert new one, and we will delete this note right away. And let's go to long grass, and let's go to enable clones and go to this landscape. So now the clones are there, and we can put like 40,000 clones. Like I said, now the viewport is cutting a little bit. It's not like disaster, but it's not comfortable to work. So you go to point mode, and now it works like a charm. And now what's new option here, we can go to clipping, and we can enable slope and attitude. So enable slope, like nothing happened here, but like if you just change one number, it needs something to happen to refresh. So now you have this slope, so everything that every part of the surface that is on the angle more than 45 degrees will not have grass. So in this case we have grass on everything that is less than 45 degrees angle, and on attitude it's same thing. So now we have like this hill, it's I don't know 600, so if we put here 400 centimeters, like you see it gets cutted on 4 meters in this case, but this is just for illustration. So if we put render now, we need to wait a little bit, like you see 9 seconds to start rendering 40,000 clones, and you can see here very nicely this difference in colors and everything. So now you understand all of the options here in slope. They are connected with how steep it's the surface on which one is the grass. So just to speed up things a little bit, let's put it let's put it in point, okay, and we can add wild grass on landscape. Now we use matrix to be different than other ones. We can put 3,000 of them. Let's use tall, let's see long grass it's 20 centimeters, it's too much. Let's put it on 12, wild on 30, tall dry grass it's 60, okay, never mind. Enable clones, choose surface, landscape, and let's put 5,000 of them. We can put them as objects so we can see better the difference. As you can see, viewport is still quite fast. So, and okay, let's just insert some. Let's see these rocks here. Enable clones, object, choose surface, landscape. They are here. You can see that they start to show. There is just 50 of them, so you can go to 500 of them. And here you can choose the random size of these rocks. You can choose random rotation, and like this, like this, like that. Anyway, they're just for decoration purposes. And if we click render, and we wait, let's see how much, 5, 6, 7, okay. I think this is quite fast. I just need to say my computer is quite old. It's a Z800 from HP. It has dual Xeon, but old ones. And if on my computer this works so fast, I'm quite sure on some new computers it will work even faster. And okay, we exaggerated here with this wild grass. So let's go back. First, let's make it a little bit shorter. So if long grass, it's 10. Let's make this one 12. Okay, let's make this one like 25. And okay, 50 blades, 15. We can make this on 25 radius. If you want to see them, you can turn on this and you can see what's happening. And let's remove this tall dry grass, put them in matrix. And random blade height, let's put them on 80% that they are really random. I was on tall dry, that doesn't matter. Let's put them on 80%. And this is how much the grass is bended. So we can do like something like this, never mind. And we have too much of them, we say, so let's put like 1500. And let's do test render quickly. Okay, you get the point. So the purpose of this was actually just to show you how it works, this slope and attitude. Also, you can enable, like in this case, if you want to use camera clipper, I don't know do you need it, but if you have a really large number of clones, you can select your camera that you're using is in and enable camera clipper, and he will clip off everything that is outside of camera. The problem with this is that when you move your camera like this, see this didn't refresh. So you will need to change something, whatever, some details here. So this actually I used fields to clip the camera and to clip everything. So field to be refreshed, something needs to be changed. It's not enough just to enable disable. This time it works, of course, but also for distance, like you can put how far you want it to go. Like for example, behind mountain, you don't see it. So I think now we should even start rendering faster. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 second faster. Maybe it's important on large number of clones, like 100,000 or I don't know. But you get the point. So for this, I think I told you everything. Now I would like just to tell you about some problems. Like first problem, it's with the Vray. Like I said, just try to ignore how it renders here or in this part, because I don't know why this is happening. I managed to make it render good in the surface, but here it doesn't render good. And other thing I want to address is let's start new file, new project. If you are using a Redshift version, so let's go to content browser, pull in Redshift, and let's change renderer to Redshift, and we can just insert some lights, objects, for example Redshift, sun and sky. Now here I wrote it in the note. So now if we put Redshift, we can insert, we don't need maybe Redshift camera, never mind. Render view, and now if we put render here, we will not see the grass. You see just the flowers, rocks, but there is no grass. This is demo version of Redshift. For grass to show in Redshift render, I explain it here, but now that I don't read you what I wrote, we will delete. You need to do this, like insert disk, for example, or whatever object you want, and you go to simulate hair objects, add hair, and after that you can just choose these two and delete them. So now if we put render, there is grass, as you can see. Now in Redshift it works. So now, like in previous case, we can just insert some plane. We can put it 10 meters. If you go to grass kit, let's say long grass, label clones, choose surface, blah blah. Same procedure. And here we put 4000. Like see, Redshift, it's also quite fast to render this. And the grass have this random colors. Okay, 4000 it's not enough. Let's try 10,000. Let's give it some time to recalculate. So here now you see the difference in color. Maybe if it's too much difference, you can just go with color blending down to 0 point whatever, and now it will be more subtle, the difference. Here are the materials, so you can change them to your own needs if you want to change texture, change whatever. But this to work, like I write here, you need to use these materials. You can change inside this material texture if you want. For example, long grass. Here is the material. Here is the it ran away from me. Okay, this is material of the long grass, and here you can choose this is texture, so this is that colorizer, and this is the basic texture that you can change if you want. Like in every other version, you can change materials how you need them. And I think that's all. Same like before, you can insert wild grass, etc., that I don't repeat now everything. I don't know, is there anything else that was important? Yes, for Redshift, this is the problem, so you need to generate it like that. Let's close all projects. Also, there is one more thing to address, one little bug with Corona render. I write it in the note when you insert Corona grass kit. Note, we can delete it, of course. So here I just make quick scene. I just scatter some long grass over the plane object. So the problem is that when you use Corona frame buffer and you go to interactive rendering, you will see now you will not see any grass. So let's give it a minute. Okay. So you see just one clone here, but when you use standard render, either in Corona or in Corona frame buffer, or use picture viewer or viewport renderer, you will see all of the clones. So this is some problem with Corona not showing multi-instances, yes, multi-instances in interactive rendering, but I hope it will be fixed soon. And I think that will conclude this not so short tutorial. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for all support that you gave me, and I hope you will enjoy using GrassKit. All the best. Bye.